Pretending I'm a Superman. This is Tony Hawk 3 and 4 on the Nintendo Switch. There's a good news and bad news here. As you're probably seeing right now as I'm capturing this footage at 60 frames a second, and it's not holding up the way I would like, unfortunately. And the only way to test it is to do a sick lip jump and see how the camera holds up. And I'd say the frame rate is not amazing here. Like, I'd say the frame rate is probably in the, it's in the 40s, so it's like a very, like, inconsistent 50 to 45 to 50 frames a second, I guess. And I'm not that kind of person when it comes to frame rate. I just noticed it in ways I didn't think I would notice it, so. I mean, obviously it runs better than the PlayStation 1 game did. The first two PlayStation 1 games apparently barely ran at 30. Like, let's not kid ourselves here. We put up with a lot of crap back in the day, man. Like, I don't know how we converted from, like, 2D 60 FPS games, 32-bit even, to, like, really freaking ugly 3D games that barely ran at 20 frames a second half the time. Yeah, I guess I didn't do a very good job on the fakey ollie grind. So I played, I don't think I put the video yet. I played Tony Hawk 1 and 2 on the Xbox One way back in the day, like a couple of years ago. It holds up. Like, I was shaky about whether I would want to play a Tony Hawk game in the year of our Lord 20 after the pandemic, and here I was playing Tony Hawk 1 and 2 for a couple of hours, just like back in the day. I was never any good at those games, but I played a lot of them. And unfortunately, this particular cartridge requires a download, by which I mean there is a cartridge that contains what is essentially a demo of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. I don't remember what the situation was with the Tony Hawk 1 and 2, but I do know that I never rented the Switch version, so I can't confirm that for sure. But yeah, version 1.0 does not contain the game on the disc. So you could say it's a game key card situation. I don't know. But if you wanted to, you have to go online and download the. Now I can do that temporarily. I can go to the library, steal a bunch of bandwidth and download the game that way. Now, if you live in the hood and you have access to a library with free internet, you can probably make it work. Now, if you live in the boondocks, like, say, I don't know, let's just say for the sake of argument, Central California. Let's say you live in Modesto. Okay, maybe Modesto has it. Let's just say you live somewhere that's not close to any, like, major cities, and you don't have high-speed internet where you are. Maybe you still have a landline. I don't know. I know how some people live in 2025, but let's not kid ourselves. Not everyone has high-speed internet. So you would have to download the rest of this game's content. The Foundry Freescape is available, and the tutorial is available, so I'll play the tutorial now, just to get back into the swing of things. But yeah, should just a confirmation. The same problem I had with MLB The Show 22 and 23 are fantastic games on the Switch. Frame rate's not amazing. We're talking about like 30 frames a second probably, and it looks not amazing. I'm bothered that the Switch versions of MLB The Show look worse than the PlayStation 3 versions of those same games. And I can prove that by pulling out one of my old PlayStation 3 discs in my closet and play it on that. It's going to look better than the Switch version does. It probably runs at 60 frames a second, though. But I'm glad Switch owners got to play that game. It's a fantastic baseball franchise. But you're going to have to download the game because the cartridge basically only contains a demo. It's a very good demo. I mean, it's basically like a preseason game. You can play as either the Astros or the Phillies, I think. But that is, at least you can play a full game and have. I played the demo. I played the cartridge version of that game for like a dozen hours. Those are fantastic games. And if you download the rest of the game, it's even better. So I would say that game's better than any NES game I would be buying at the same price, but we're not here to talk about there. We're here to talk about Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. Games I never played these games. I rented them on the PlayStation 2 when they originally launched. And if I'm being brutally honest, the only reason I rented them was so I can rip the soundtracks. I forgot there was some kind of tool that I had access to called the what was it called? It was the There was a PlayStation 2 music ripping tool that I used, because I want to say the music was near CD quality, if not CD quality. It might have been Yellow Book, I don't know. Well, I missed a thing, just a second. Give me a second. But yeah, this camera movement isn't smooth, so it's probably like 45 to 50 frames a second. But, or an imperfectly paced 60 frames a second. Ooh, we're gonna do ollies. But, it runs way better than the Switch. The PlayStation 2 version probably did. I'll double check. I don't think I own that. I don't think I own any Tony Hawk games on the PS2 anymore. Like I said, I just rented them. I probably sold them like a decade ago to buy a Wii, but we'll talk about that later. On the B button to crouch and jump. Crouch longer to gain speed and ollie higher. Land a trip with your base board facing forward, or you'll bail, which means fail. I'm gonna do those fakey ollie grinds, am I right? Release. Whoops. I accidentally turned. You can ollie off the car, I suppose, or the bus. Yeah, because I'm sure we have like 7-foot hops. I'm sure Tony Hawk has 7-foot hops to jump over a love bug. And if you're wondering, I turned on streamer mode. In fact, I'll just show you this. Might as well just mention this. Oh, we can't look at the options here? Okay, fine. Look at that. Now that's a Tony Hawk jump. Dog. I am impressed. Okay, I gotta do that again. That jump is definitely a Tony Hawk jump. So people who grew up playing these games, that's some of the sickest stuff you can do in these games. Is like literally run a ramp to do a 10-foot jump onto like a skywalk and grind the skywalk handrail. Like stuff like that. That's Tony Hawk in a nutshell, dog. Love Tony Hawk games back in the day. Flip tricks. So let's do that. When I get to the Foundry mode, I'll show you the music they have. I'll show you the jukebox. We're not going to play any of it, obviously. But obviously, a bunch of songs got removed with licensing rights. There might be like 4 or 5 songs from the original game that I remember. I think one of them is Ace of Spades by Motorhead. But they added freaking 100 gecs in here. So if you want to hear Hollywood Baby, one of Fantano's favorite songs of 2023, I think, you'll be able to hear it here. No other Fantano faves that I noticed in this game, but we'll get around to it. Catch it, simultaneously press Y, and okay. Or any of the buttons to do a flip trick. Tap the Y button and any of the D-pad buttons, I guess. Tapping Y plus different directional buttons, I want to say. Okay, I'm playing with the stick. I'm playing with a controller as well. It's a third-party controller, but whatever. Jump and tap Y. Yep, okay. 5-0, baby. Yeah, let's do the pool. It's not a pool, technically. It's more a fountain, right? Ow! It's more a fountain, right? And, of course, the trick is to, like, vary your move, so... You would press the Y button and press different directions to do different moves. I think you can also hold the button down. I think you can also do diagonals. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. Okay, tutorial. Let's do catching air on vert. I got another tape. Press A. Vert ramps can be any surface that goes from horizontal to vertical in a smooth curve. Hold and release the B button at the top edge of a vert ramp to catch air, so you can... Yeah, typical Tony Hawk stuff, Get a little bit of extra air off the top of the lip to do sick tricks. The closer you are to the lip when you ollie, the higher you'll go. Again, we're already deep in the lingo. Don't land sideways or you'll bail. Try catching air from a vert ramp. Woo! I think I held down the A button on that one. Excuse me. I don't know what just happened, but I'll take it. What's with the... Am I going through water? I don't know what that camera... I guess that was some kind of water effect. Ow. second. Go around here. You know how it is in Tony Hawk games. Ow! Didn't land on it either. So, game of the night. Everything on my side is looking alright. It's a high power original Game Boy conditional. I have no idea what the lyrics were. Transcribe the live, the most deaf. Okay, gotta do one more lip. Give me just a second. I'm complicating things. But yeah, this is not a smooth 60, like I said. I think the PlayStation 2 version ran at 30. But again, it's been so I barely played Tony Hawk 3 on the PS2. Didn't Tony Hawk 1 run at 60 on the Dreamcast? Ah! Let's just go to a vert. So, not complicate things. Just do a vert. A simple vert. Right here. Did I not... I guess I didn't stick the landing so it doesn't count. Okay, so I got you. You have to stick the landing. Alright, so what's next? Over there. And you can ride the statue, which is always fun. Stuff like that. There we go. Next we'll learn the trick known as the revert. Hit the ZRZL button immediately after landing back onto a ramp to perform the move. ZR, okay. So as soon as you land, press ZR or ZL, so it's a trigger. To continue a combo, because that's how you continue combos, okay. So you can go to grind, so you can extend your combos. Yeah, this is the technical stuff. The mechanics that make you get higher scores. You're also going to be done with landing back on a ramp from a vert. If you press ZR when going up and an exit. If you press ZR while go... Okay, so if you press ZR when you're going up the ramp, you'll leave the lip. Which sometimes you want to do. Trying some reverse, complete the lesson. Whoops, okay, so I held down the R. I held down the ZR button. I should not have done that. So we're not gonna jump, we're just gonna press ZR on the way down. Yes, we're not gonna leap high off the lip. We're just gonna hold ZR on the way down. I can imagine a kid really getting into this game. Totally. Okay, didn't mean to do that. I gotta turn a little bit. ZL? Yeah, ZR. It's fine. You have to do it straight up and down, I would argue. See? A BS revert. Backside revert, I suppose. Stay here to get it wired and move on to the next tape. Okay. Pools. Learn how to get out of pools. Hold down ZR. Exit a pool by holding up. Okay, you can also do that. Ollieing over the lip of the pool while holding up will also exit the pool. Okay. Ollieing over the lip will cause you to jump over it, so you'll also allow you to go over vert ramps. Okay. Skater ollie. Done. Easily done. So I didn't have to do a vert to leave. I held down ZR to leave the pool, but whatever. Funny how Tony Hawk never wears helmets or pads, huh? Is he too cool for school, huh? And he goes going by catching serious air. Hit bells for an ollie to do a no comply. You'll get slightly more air than a typical ollie, okay. Tap L to do... Okay, that's weird. But you might need for some jumps. For some speed runs, I guess. Double tap L just before an ollie to do a boneless. Double tap up or the up button. So I guess we can try double tapping the D. We could probably try using the D-pad instead. So I can try using the D-pad instead. I did no comply. Did another no comply. Did a boneless. So double tap up on the D-pad. Okay. Let's see. And there's also stat points you can get to build your vertical attributes to give you more air. So I'm guessing some skaters that get more air are more likely to more likely to land certain tricks or multiple tricks. So the beacon shows me where the next tape is. Let's head over there. You can hold down the the B button to crouch and get a little bit more air. Time for grab tricks. I think it was the A button. Yeah, I did a couple of those when I was practicing my vert tricks. Holding the A button longer will tweak the grab tricks for more points. Yeah. You're holding it longer to get a few more points because it starts a counter. That gives you a few more points. Different directional buttons equals different grabs. Let go of the trick before you land. Okay. Yeah. Just a couple? Okay. Whoops. Held it down. Whoop. That landed. We're not going to land. Host. That was a nose grab. Does a rocket air not count? Did a 1 foot tail grab. No. So if you, I think if you double tap up, double tapping up sounds bad. I get a little bit more air though, so I can probably do longer tricks. But of course, it's kind of hard to land them. It's kind of hard to land them. So where's the next beacon? There it is. If we can ollie off a car. Ollie off the trolley! Yeah, try to ollie off the trolley. Dig it. I'm sure there's an achievement for that. Learn how to grind tricks and grind rail sharp edges even the top of a vert ramp, also called coping. Cope harder. You can learn how to grind tricks and grind rail sharp edges and even the top of a vert ramp. Okay. Yeah, I remember that. To do a grind trick, ollie towards the edge rail, press the X button. Yeah, to land a grind trick. Yeah, X. That's the top button on this controller here. Depending on the angle of approach, as well as the different directional buttons you can hit, you can also do different grinds. Did the GameCube ever get the Tony Hawk 3 or 4? Did they only get like Tony Hawk 64, which I think had a higher frame rate, but they cut back the music. Like the music was only in monaural and there were no lyrics, which was hilarious. But it was a cartridge, and why spend all the money trying to do extra compression? But the idea of instrumentals is kind of cool. Instrumental Tony Hawk songs is kind of okay. Tap the left and right buttons to keep your balance while grinding. Yeah, like in Darkman on the NES. Find a rail edge. So we're actually gonna do a fakey ollie grind. X. That didn't count. Whoops. And we're host. You big drip. And we're good. So when you really know what you're doing, you can jump. You can jump, do tricks, land the trick with a grind, do a trick off the grind. Like you do all kinds of stupid combos. See, I tried to do a grab out of the grind. So I guess you can try to grind off of a car. That might be fun. What are we doing here? Try to grind off that car. Grind off this one. And I grind off the car. And I grind on the rail. And we're good. 8K for that one. Again, I'm not really that good at this game, but I can still do some stuff. If I really want, I can do some stuff. Ollie off the trolley! Didn't work. Needed a bit more air. Where are we headed, by the way? I mean, it's way easier in a game like Jet Grind Radio, but... Whoops! Jet Grind Radio is more of a platformer than a trick game. But I mean, there are lots of like infinite tricks you can do in that game that I do own that on PC actually. I got the PC port of that. I did a video where I confirmed that it runs on a laptop. So if you want to see me play 10 minutes of Jet Grind Radio on a laptop, I got a video for that. But yeah, I will definitely play more. It's a game I've been meaning to actually like commit to. This way. There we go. But it's a game I've been trying to commit to. It's just, you know, too much stuff in my backlog. And that game was a free game from Sega because I think a bunch of people were playing Total War Rome or something, and because there was like some massive, there was a massive collection of people playing that game. So because a bunch of people played a bunch of hours of it, like there was a combined, like there was some Steam concurrent ranking of how many hours people were playing the game. So because we crossed a certain threshold of people playing that game for a certain number of hours, we were able to unlock some Sega Genesis ports on PC. So they were basically just ROMs that I'm able to play on another emulator if I want. And I also got, what was it? Jet Grind Radio. And I think I also got Hell Yeah, which I don't even know. I think it's a Double Fine game. I don't remember. And you can do a nose manual while skating or landing. So tap up or down to keep your balance while manualing. Hit the B button to ollie off, so you can jump out of a manual. So up, down. So you can press up, down on the D-pad. Or down, up, I guess. You can also do down, up. So that's how you extend a combo, apparently, while you're just skating between tricks. Down, up. So while you're skating between tricks, you can manual to a lip, I guess like this. Then jump off it, grind to another trick. Grind, do a trick off of the grind. Do a manual to another trick, like that kind of thing. So apparently that's where you get the real... Whoa! I tried to grind on the sign. X. Can't. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, we're done. Need to go up and over. So might as well practice. Go up and over. Ah! And we're in. Alright. Learn how to do a lip trick. Perform lip tricks by skating up the lip of the ramp and holding the X button. Yeah, I did that just a few seconds ago. You need to be perpendicular to the lip. Okay. So do you go up or sideways? Well, I just went up. Okay. Well, use left or right on the D-pad to balance. Okay. Either ollie or lean back. And remember, in these games, variety is where you get your points. So you never want to do the same trick twice. So the whole idea is to like practice these variants. Find moves you can easily do and link them together. Never do the same routine. Never do the same trick twice if you can. So the more you practice, the better you get at earning large combos on tricks. Is that the way that's the way I figured we were supposed to do it. Skate up a ramp by holding the X button to try a limp trick. Limp biscuit. X. Left. Hey! Yeah, held it too long. It's very particular, so you gotta be careful. Jump. Try to jump off it. It's just safer. Yeah, I think it's just safer to jump off. Whoops. X. And jump, and we're good. Whoops. Didn't land. Let's try again. Do I have to hold the button down? X. Jump. X. Okay, so I held X again on the way down. Look at that! Okay, held it too long. Try again. Do I have to hold the jump button down? Hold X, hold B, release X. Doesn't work. So I was able to jump off the high one. That was weird. There it is. So once you touch, yeah. So once you touch it, you have to hold down the X button. How do I get off it though? So once you touch the lip, you have to hold X before you turn around, I guess. So it's like a grind, except you're on the lip doing a grind. Well, I bounced off it! I did a wall bounce! I think I did the X button off the wall. Didn't mean to do that, but I'll take the points. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that, but I'll take it. Whoop! BS 50-50, woo! Okay, it's, where are we going? Where are we going? What's next? Am I going in the right direction? Never can tell. C'est la vie, say the old folks. We good. Grind the rails. Should probably just select the next tutorial then. You know what? These games are still good. I just don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on them. Like, and of course you can create your own parks if you want to do that. I mean, if you really like these games, you can start getting creative with them. Like, I don't really do that kind of stuff with Tony Hawk. But yeah, it's like more content for people who really like these games. It's strange that most of the games I love, except for Civilization 2, like, don't really have, like, create your own, you know, features like that. Let's see, we're almost done. Transfers, right? So we're not done, but this is going to be a 40-minute video, I suppose. Yeah, jumping between gaps, apparently. Two ramps are connected back-to-back. Transfer one to another. It's called a spine transfer. I think you have to hold the A button. Airvert to avert walls and acid drop. All three of these tricks can be performed by pressing the revert button. Yes, that's ZL, right? ZR or ZL. Yeah, I think something like that. They should have explained that. ZR. Yeah, they should have explained that. They should have just say press the button. Press ZR or ZL. That would have made it a lot easier to deal with. That's a good place to practice this, so that's fine. Where to? And we're on a quick turn. Quick turns a quick way to immediately turn around. Yeah, quick 180. So if you miss something. Which I think they added in Tony Hawk 3 is the 180. I don't know if they had 180s in Tony Hawk 2. Because they certainly didn't have it in the first game, to my knowledge. Press down and R. Down, then R. What is it? Down, then R? Double tap down. Oh, double tap R. Yeah, double tap, then R. Double tap down, then R. Alright, so that's fine. Kind of technical, but I'll take it. That's fine. But it's nice to have that ability, because one of the hardest things in Tony Hawk 1 was missing something and have to do a quick 180. And there's no, to my knowledge, there's no obvious way to do it. There might have been an exploit that speedrunners practice, but yeah, that's one way to do it. On a wall ride and Wally. Let's get up at an angle and hit the X button to wall ride, dog. This is where Warframe got it from, obviously. Wally while watering to jump off the wall is a great way to gain more height. Yep. Because I think there are some tricks where you can wall ride to get to higher places. Where there was no ramp, technically. X button? No. That's a wall ride. I got A point for it. I might be able to transfer from a ramp to a wall ride. I just need to, it might be something to practice later, just not now. Nope. Gotta do it without a ramp, I would argue. No. Double tap R. There we go. See? We're learning. Wrong button. Yep. See? Got two of them. we'll take what we can get. We're not complaining. Okay, that count. I actually landed that one. Amazing. Woo! Okay, so next. So we got about maybe 5 more minutes of this. Wall plant. Continue a combo pushing off the wall. Yeah, I think I accidentally did one of those. Instead of approaching an angle, you just do it at a 90-degree angle. So you just literally splat into it and kick off it. Ollie towards the wall and press B. Okay, so I accidentally did that. So you jump before face planting into a wall. Didn't do it. Double tap. Let's see. Double tap R. Double tap down, then R. That wrong button. So you gotta speed towards the wall, do a face plant basically. B before the face plant. See, that did it. Double tap Z. Double tap R. Yeah, double tap down, then R. So I double tapped the jump button. I probably shouldn't have done that. Got it. I think you have to be pretty close to it, if I'm being honest. The camera here isn't bad, but yeah, the camera here isn't bad, but it's more cooperative than most games of the era, I would argue. So there is that in the game's favor. Sketching, which involves grabbing onto the back of a car to ride along. Oh yeah, that's cool. Actually, a Genesis game. That had a decent soundtrack apparently. It was one of those Genesis games with a lot of samples, but it wasn't. It was like doing some fancy sample tech, I think, on the cartridge, which is technically impressive for the Genesis back in the era, to be fair. So we're gonna do the Michael J. Fox. Hold up while near the back of a vehicle. Okay. You have to hold the B button to get close to it. Tap down to release the stitch, and you get a speed boost. You can revert during this release to preserve your combo. Oh, cool. What is it? The Z, R, Z, L button. Wrong button. Double tap down, R. So hold up. There we go. Up. Okay. Up. Didn't do it. Up. Just a second. And up. ZR. Okay, I guess I'm supposed to hold down, right? Up. Just a second. Up. Nah. Can't really slow down in this game. Double tap down to slow down. Double tap down to stop. There we go. Okay. Up. Release. I had to press down to get rid of it. I had to press down to stop. Okay. Double tap down. Up. That. Got to press down to get rid of it. Got to press down to let go. So there's that. Up. Down. And I got speed boost. That's cool. They're not giving me credit for that? I sketched it. What happened? I'm pretty sure I sketched that. Up. They give me credit for that. That was a manual. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah. Nope. Gotta circle around. Nope. Up. Down. That was a sketch. It's not giving me credit for it. I don't know how long they want me to... Do they want me to hold down to cancel it? Attach balance and then release to complete... Oh, okay. That's the problem. So they don't want me to, like... You don't... I thought I did. Up. No, I didn't do it right. I think I have to use the D-pad. It's the only reliable way to do this. Up. Up. Release. So they're not giving me credit for it, so I'm not gonna waste my time with that. Okay. I know what I did. Gaps. So we're gonna mind our gaps. Hidden trick areas to give extra points for your combo. For each type of trick, there's a gap type for it. Gaps come in all shapes and sizes, and I think there's also a gap list in this game. Keep an eye out for interesting terrain. It might be a gap. So again, this is the like secret exploration stuff in this game. Ollie off the ramp, air over the railing, land on the ramp to the right. Yes, that's the transfer gap. Stuff like crap like that. That almost. So you have to hit it at the angle. Yeah, so hit it at the angle. We should be able to get it. Double down R. Yeah, there we go. Landed. See? That's cool. So stuff like that. If you know what you're doing, you might accidentally find a gap, and that also increases your score. There are also things like, how I say this, there are also checklists in this game. Like there's objective-based stuff in this game. That's kind of cool. Like hit all the gaps or hit these gaps, and you may not know what they are, but when you find them, you complete that part of the checklist in your mission. Because there are a lot of checklists in this game. And again, if you know what you're doing, you can complete the entire checklist in one run, apparently. Or in 2 runs, I forget. It depends on the course. That was one of the fun parts about Tony Hawk, is, you know, practicing all the checklist stuff. It can only be done at special times. Special tricks, huh? Quickly scoring points fills the special meter when it's full. Yeah. Jump higher, skate faster, perform special tricks when the meter is glowing. Which you might want to do to get the highest point thresholds in this game. Tag in multiple directions, then Y, A, or B to find a special trick. These are worth huge points. Okay, that's not very helpful. So you have to open up the skater menu. Pull the tricks you've learned so far to fill your special meter. Then tap 2 directional buttons and a trick. So like, down, up, trick. Froggy grind. Hold X. Ollie off that. I landed that somehow. Where's my meter? Yeah, what was the tap? Left, right, X to do a foggy grind. Double tap R. Excuse me. Up. Yeah. Did a manual. Special's up. Left, right, X. Left, right, X. Let's do it off the sidewalk. Left, right, X. That did it. I did it right. Left, right, X. Kiss the rail. I thought I did it. Left, right, X. Lip side doesn't count. Left, right, X. Left, right, X. Nope. Left, right, X. Nope. Front side wall ride. Left, right, X. Bowl transfer. Lost my special meter. Okay, so yeah. Not doing that. You get the idea. I filled up my meter. Special meter and tricks. Pinnacle removes our special. You already did that, so we're not going to do that. So we'll do that. Something else. Combos. Which I thought I did earlier. Accidentally. Combos, multiple tricks strung together. Each additional trick provides a multiplier to your overall score. The more tricks, the higher your combo score. To get the highest score, you have to be able to pull off really big combos and multiple tricks. Manuals and reverts are essentials here. Extend the combo and get even more points. Yeah, that makes sense. Super scoring combos combine vert tricks, manuals, grinds, and gaps all in one combo. 3-trick combo. Okay. So we'll go here. Yeah, kissing rails, flip side. See, I accidentally did a 3-trick combo. I jumped, did a couple of grinds on the way down, you know, crap like that, you know. It's not fancy unless you overthink it, if I'm being honest. Hold on, give me this. Give me that. There we go. Accidentally stopped. I wasn't expecting to do that. Getting huge points to show off your skills. Each time you repeat a trick during a combo, that trick point. Yeah, so you don't want to repeat any tricks if you can. Get the highest scores, you need to mix up which tricks you're using bigger and bigger combos. You get a score of 10,000 or higher by using a variety of tricks around the park. Do grinds, flip tricks, grab tricks, manuals. It's all up to you, and that's where the creativity really comes in handy. Obviously, there are optimal combos you can do, but the fun part is finding the combos you can do and just kind of goofing off with the game that way. Get 10K, huh? I mean, you can get 10K in one ride, in one run, if you really know what you're doing. In one combo, in one combo train, you can definitely get 10. If you know what you're doing. Gotta hit the right area, do a bunch of sick tricks. Mind your gaps, that whole thing. So we can grind rails. You can do manuals. That. I can sketch off the car, I guess. Up. No, I just bounced off it. Up. It might be easier to just... maybe you don't want to sketch off a moving car, technically. Up. I'm not doing nearly enough points. Let's try a few grabs while we're here. Got a sack tap. Ah. Try different grinds. Different spins. Different grab tricks. Didn't land it. That would have put me over the top, of course. So I did a transfer to a melon. Should have given me a whole bunch of points there. So let's get 2K more. Whoops. This is easy. It's just I'm just overthinking it. That. Yeah, I guess just get in the bowl. It's easy to get in the bowl and do a couple of tricks. Do a couple of verts and be done with it. That. Press the wrong button. I left the pool. Well, I got 10K. Took me a while, but I finally got it. Stay here if you want to practice more. Teleporters. Teleporters. Our skate scientists aren't actually sure how they warp. We've skated to... Oh, yeah. Secret areas. Yeah, it's kind of cute. See one for yourself by skating to an open elevator. Okay. Like this one? Woo! So if you want to extend a combo, that might be pretty interesting. And there might be like a checklist that says, yeah, do this while you're here, by the way. Oops. Okay, let's see. Tutorial lessons. Air trick extensions. Okay, I've already noticed that pressing a diagonal direction, like up and right. Yeah, I forgot that. That's also another way to extend your combos. Pressing a direction, then double tapping wire A will result in an extended version of a trick. Double tapping. Kick, flip, or heel trick with our triple tap versions. Even more air to pull them off, sure. Let's take a few air tricks by double tapping the buttons. Whoop, didn't get it. So hold down the button. Huh! Didn't count. Tap R. Got it. Stuck. Yeah, I stuck it. Try again. It didn't mean to do that. Except for the bowl. Nah, need way more air. So we'll do it in the bowl. Got one of them. I got one of them. Get in the bowl. With a transfer. Got it. So that's cool. Over here. Over here. Alright. It's pretty easy to lose like half an hour in this game if you're like saying, okay, one more run, right? You're like, ooh, let me do that. Ooh, let me try that. Ooh, let me try that gap. Oh, is that a teleporter over there? Like, you're constantly looking around, getting distracted by stuff you could be doing on your next run, and that's where the game sucks you in. Again, I admit, growing up with this game, it's easier for me to remember the stuff I tried to do when I was playing as a kid. But if you've never played this game before, I'm curious if that, like, hits for people. When a man who can perform flatland tricks, yeah. To extend a combo, of course. Quickly tapping any combination of Y, X, and A, so YY. So extend a manual. XX. No, XX. XX. How do I do this? XX. XX. Yeah. XX. I don't know if that counts. Jump. Grind. On the rail. Grind the rail. Trying to grind the rail. There we go. Well, I did a special somehow. Whoops. Turn around. Stupid. Unless that counts. I tried to do a double tap. I don't think I'm landing them. Yeah, I don't think I'm landing them. I'm double tapping X. I don't think it counts. Triple heel flip. Double trap Y. Tried to do a Y heel flip. Tried to double tap Y for the heel flip. Maybe if I jump off of a high point, I can land the heel flip. Yeah. Okay, enough. I'm not trying to do that. One more. Okay, I did it. Okay, we're done. So we'll end the video by doing a freestyle, by doing the free skate inside the Foundry, the digital Foundry, and we'll end the video. Recorded this commentary with my Turtle Beach Recon PlayStation 4 headset plugged into an audio splitter for the J5 Create capture device. I probably should have lowered the volume on this. Oh well. Plugged into the quad-core Gateway Silver laptop. Windows 10, capturing this footage on the Windows 10 camera app at 60 frames a second. So you'll see some duplicated frames. Again, I don't think this game's running at a solid 60. We'll see how it goes. Again, I don't think it's running at a solid 60. It's probably running like, you know, between 45 and 55 most of the time. Is there like no checklist? I mean, there's a gap list, but no checklist. That'd be something to check. Oh, while we're here, should probably make this clear. Game options and the sound option. So what music's in this game, just so you know. Streamer mode's enabled, so we'll just peep what the list is. So again, Hollywood Baby's pretty recent. I know the song, so it's not bad. It's actually not bad. Let's see. I think there are a couple of songs I remember from the original game. I wouldn't be shocked if Alice in Chains was on there. Let's see. Danny Brown. I'm pretty sure Danny Brown was on the original game. Della Funky Homo something was definitely in the original game. Okay, I'm probably not gonna be able to say the word in that context, but you have to. Yeah. So pretend. So when you're at the stables and you got a mule that hasn't been cleaned in a while, wash your ass if you must. Let's see. So they brought that song back. Fontaine's. That's definitely new. That song actually seems okay. Boys in the Betterland. It's a song about. Is it a song about like the grass is always greener? But Fontaine's DC did a song. Don't remember what it was called. Yeah, I give him 400 pounds to take a class in it. Love that. That's a bar right there. Gangstar. I want to say Mass Appeal is in the original game. That's like an 80s jam, I want to say. 2 Minutes to Midnight, Iron Maiden. I don't know if that was in the original game, but obviously I know it. Beach Blanket Bong Out. Pretty sure Travis Barker wasn't in the original game. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard was definitely not in the original game. Kitty. KRS-One. I don't think I heard that in the original song. Lipa Fiasco. Is he allowed? Are we allowing him again? We got Mastodon. Used to be a very pretty boy. Yeah, Ace of Spades is here. Let's see. Plague Vendor. I want to say My ID was in the original song. Was in the original game. I guess Schoolboy Q wasn't in the original game. No way they got Kendrick Lamar. Run the Jewels. Don't think that was in the original. I think Run the Jewels was too late for the original game. Maybe it might have been in Tony Hawk 4. I'm not sure. I've been told Killer Mike's Reagan song was good. It's fine. It is what you'd expect from, like, what is it, early 2000s political rap. It's about what you maybe late 90s. I wouldn't be shocked. Let's see. 7 Hours. I've never heard of that. Not the Kendrick song, Kill My Vibe. Starcrawler. So maybe there are only like 4 songs from the original game. I guess Sex Pistols was in the original game. Then again, I don't remember what the songs were in Tony Hawk 4. I remember some of them, but not many of them. Tony Hawk has his own band, apparently. Curious Melancholic Fascination, haha. X-Ray Specs. Okay, so that's the list. You're welcome. So we're not going to spend much time on this. So I'll take this back to the library. Yeah, obviously I'm not going to sit here in the free skate foundry, but yeah, if you like this game, this is a demo. But you got to download the rest of it, and that's going to hurt. So if you're stuck in a car, like it's like, hey, I bought this game at the store, yeah, but you're on a long car trip, and you won't be able to download the rest of the game. Well, you're going to have to do this. Practice your digital foundry results, I guess. So yeah, Tony Hawk's pretty good. I'm curious how the Switch version holds up. I think it runs at mostly 60, I don't remember. But again, it runs way better than the original PlayStation 1 game did, so be thankful for that. And the camera seems to be holding up. You just need a bit more practice, I think. But yeah, the camera does a pretty good job of keeping up with you, but yes, it doesn't feel like a solid 60, but it does the job. And again, it runs better than the PS2 game did, than the PS1 game did, and that thing was a classic. It holds up mostly, but yeah, you have to deal with the frame rate. Let's just be honest. There's no way around that. No way around that. But it is good to play a Tony Hawk game once in a while. So let's end with a song that's probably going to get copyright stricken, so I'm going to have to wipe it from the end of the video. Got the drop. I'm going to have to cut this part of it. I'm going to let the copyright unfriendly song play us out. So we're gonna have to end up cutting this from the video, obviously. Yeah, sure. So what is the song that I would want to play to end the video? Del the Funky Oboe Sammy. Or Ace of Spades, but definitely Del. We'll play some Del. Except... Damn. So I have to press the R button to skip. There we go. Okay, we're in. Let's do it.
It's important to practice good hygiene, at least if you wanna run with my team. I'm about to get into some shit that I've seen. This fool's breath from it, so that'll melt your ice cream. They say don't say nothing if you can say nice things. Sitting too close to him on board like my ice sting. I tried to be subtle, hand him a stick of gum. I was a victim of breath on hum. Running his yap about what set he from. Gotta get some gum, gotta get him some. He turned it down, his teeth was brown. Excruciating, boring, it was a new sensation. I had to ask the dope to pass the soap, cause his coat had the sniff of crustaceans, or bathrooms in a bus station. He had a cat and some raisins, amazing, head to Tobio, he didn't know, used to the fragrance, cause as the days went without bathing, he felt manly and not like a maiden. He had one dread and fungus, said he worked on people's toilets with plungers. Girls not the guy you would want the tongue, yeah. So guys, take your cue from this little number. You gotta wash your ass if you must. You gotta wash your hair you must. You gotta brush your teeth if you must, or else you'll be funky. You gotta wash your ass if you must. You gotta wash your hair if you must. You gotta brush your teeth if you must, or else you'll be funky. Now in class you need total concentration, but there's kids in the back holding conversations, cracking on each other,